I realized that nothing in life ever becomes meaningful unless you're willing to take risks. Nothing at all. Nelson Mandela once said that there's no passion to be discovered by playing it small, by settling for a life that's less than the one you're actually capable of living. Now I'm certain that throughout your time in school, applying to college, choosing your major, figuring out what to do with your future, people have told you over and over, make sure you've got something to fall back on, make sure there's something waiting for you, honey. But that idea never made sense to me, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward, because at least then I'll see exactly what I'm about to hit. And without consistency, you're never going to finish anything. So do the things you feel passion for. Take chances, don't fear failure. There was an old IQ test with 9 dots, and the task was to draw 5 straight lines without lifting the pencil, and the only solution required going outside the box. Don't be scared to step outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember that dreams without goals remain nothing more than dreams. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his lifetime, more than anyone in baseball history, but nobody talks about the strikeouts. People recall the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison ran 1,000 experiments that went nowhere. Did you know that I didn't? Because the 1,001st attempt gave us the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed attempt brings you a step closer to success. You must take risks, and I know you've heard that phrase many times, but I want to explain why it matters. Failure will meet you somewhere in your life. You will lose, you will embarrass yourself, you will be terrible at something, absolutely. And I know that's not a traditional message for a graduation talk, but I'm telling you, embrace it, because it will happen in the acting world. You fail constantly. Early in my career, I auditioned for a role in a Broadway musical, perfect fit in my mind, except that I can't sing. I didn't get the role. But here's the point, I didn't quit, I didn't fall back. I walked out determined to prepare for the next audition, and the next and the next. I prayed and I prayed while still failing time after time, but it didn't matter, because you know what, there's that saying, if you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're going to get a haircut. Eventually you will catch a break, and I did. Last year I performed in a play called Fences on Broadway, but here's the twist, it was at the Court Theatre. The same exact theater where I failed that first audition 30 years before. The lesson here is every graduate today has the skill and the talent to succeed, but do you have the courage to fail? If you never fail, you aren't even trying. I'll repeat that, if you don't fail, you're not even trying. To gain something you've never had, you must do something you've never done. Imagine yourself on your deathbed, and gathered around it are ghosts representing the potential you never fulfilled, the ideas you never pursued, the talents you never used, and they stand there angry, disappointed, frustrated. They say, we came to you because only you could have brought us to life, and now we must go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts will be surrounding your bed when your time arrives? I just returned from South Africa, gorgeous country but filled with places suffering from deep poverty, and they need help, and Africa is just the beginning. The Middle East needs you, Japan needs you, Alabama needs you, Tennessee needs you, Louisiana needs you, Philadelphia needs you. The world needs so much, and we need it from you. We truly do. We need it from you, young people. I can't speak for everyone up here, but I know I'm getting grayer. We need the young ones, because remember this, you've got to get out there and give everything you have, whether it's your time, your talent, your prayers, or your resources. What are you going to do with what you already have? I don't mean how much you have. Some of you study business, some theology, some nursing, some sociology. Some of you have money, some have patience, some have kindness, some have love, some have endurance. Whatever your gift is, what will you do with what you possess? All right, now here's my last thought on failure. Sometimes failing is the only way to discover where you're meant to go. Your life will never follow a straight line. I started at Fordham University as a pre-med student, took a course called cardiac morphogenesis, couldn't read the name, couldn't pronounce it, certainly couldn't pass it, so I switched to pre-law, then journalism, and with no focus my grades started drifting in their own direction. I had a 1.8 GPA, and the university politely suggested I take some time off. I was 20 years old at my lowest point, and then one day, and I remember the exact date, March 27th, 1975, I was helping my mother in her beauty shop. She owned a shop up in Mount Vernon, and there was an older woman considered one of the town elders. I didn't know her, but as I looked in the mirror, I could see her reflection behind me staring. She kept watching me, and every time I glanced her way, she looked at me again. Finally, she removed the dryer from her head and said something I'll never forget. She said, "Young boy, I have a prophecy, a spiritual prophecy. She told me you are going to travel the world and speak to millions of people." And in the years that followed, exactly as she predicted, I traveled the world and spoke to millions through my films, millions who until that moment had never seen me, and I had never seen them. While I talked, they only saw the movie, not the real me. But I see you today, and what I see encourages me, strengthens me, because taking risks is not only about chasing a job, it's about knowing what you know and knowing what you Don't. It's about being open to new people and new ideas, the risks you take, the people you meet, the ones you love, the faith you hold on to. Those are the things that will define you. Never be discouraged, never hold back, give everything you have, and when you fall in life, remember this: fall forward.